Well, good morning, everybody. After a spectacular opening day to the 21st World Indoor Athletics Championships, we are back once again in the Kujawa-Pomorze Toruń Stadium for a scintillating Saturday of heat, semis and finals on the track and the field. Well, Jordan Anthony scorched to the joint fourth fastest time in history en route to the men's 60 title last night. This morning, it's the female speed merchants who take centre stage. Two women already under that elusive 7-second barrier this season. We've got the inaugural World Indoor Mixed Relay and the men's high jump final also in this session. Well, it was a fantastic opening day, wasn't it? Sixth on the all-time list for the highest ever first day men's indoor heptathlon score.
Ahammer, he's got an opportunity to get another 30 points ahead of that world record here in the hurdles. He could add 50 points. He's that much better in the hurdles and the pole vault than Eaton was. Slow rise from Simon Ahammer, but he explodes out of the blocks. Ahammer has the lead at the moment. Ahammer over all the barriers. Oh, just stumbles at the end. 7:50, that's a world record within an indoor heptathlon. It's a championship record. That is phenomenal from Simon Ahammer. He's got a 10th faster than Eaton ever did in an indoor heptathlon, never mind in his world record score. What a way to do it. That last barrier, I had my heart in my mouth for Simon Ahammer, but wow, this guy, he's been so close on so many occasions to greatness in the heptathlon and the decathlon. And there's something about this weekend in Poland for this young man. He's brought an extra level of preparation and focus and passion as well, and it's all coming together for Simon Ahammer.
Wow, day two starts with a bang.
But a world heptathlon indoor best, that's special for Simon Ahammer. We say 1,000 points is mastery in these multi-events. 1,100 points, I don't know what that's classed as, could be platinum.
Now, Hannah, this could be absolute carnage, and it'll be brilliant fun.
8 laps, 4 athletes. What could go wrong? It's the mixed 4x4 final, appearing at the very first time at the World Athletics Indoor Championships. These athletes will stay in lanes for 1 lap, and then after that, who knows? They're going to go shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow for the chance at a global medal. What a start here from Jonathan Secours, the world junior champion from 2018. He's been on this Belgian 4x4 squad for years and years. A dart for the inside from Blake of the Netherlands. They're all flailing around the track. The first leg is done. It's time for the women.
Oh, there's a faller there. That is such a shame. That's the Americans, Riefenrath, crashing. Does history beckon for the Belgians? Hansen's onto the brilliant Julienne Vatrin. Belgium with a clear lead. Jamaica second, Poland third. And what a great handover that was for the Spanish.
Julienne Vatrin getting reeled in ever so slightly here by Kimar Farquharson, the Jamaican athlete, working hard, but the advantage for the Belgians, no traffic, nothing to worry about. Conversely, the teams back in for silver and bronze have got to stay out of each other's way. But it's looking like it could be gold for Helena Panette if she can hold her legs off the bench. She does. It's gold for Belgium. What a run from Helena Panette. That of Spain has a phenomenal last 100 metres to snatch the silver. What a run from the Spaniards. Brave from the Jamaicans. They're so well to be on the podium, but heartbreak for the host nation. For Sventi Aserta, she put together a brilliant run there, but the Polish finish in 4th.
I felt really sorry for Riefenrath on the second leg. Here she goes. She takes a stumble from behind. I think it was the Blake falling for the Netherlands that clipped her heel. A real shame, but they are allowed to pick up the baton now, as long as you pick it up from the position in which it fell. And actually, it never even left her hand. She just about managed to hang on to it. And at that point, it was just about over for the Americans. Well, you can't take your eyes off the relay for 1 single second. I think we can say that has been a successful and highly dramatic debut. We had an American faller. We had a Dutch athlete with only 1 spike. That's how it goes in the relay. It's carnage.
Okay, we're having a look back here. There is a disqualification potentially here for Jamaica. If you go ahead of the red line there, when you're receiving the baton, you can see the red shoe of Anderson. If she moves that left foot over the red line before Kennedy gets the baton to her, it's too early. I think she's okay. I think she's okay. Oh, the zone there. I'm sure the Jamaicans will appeal that, but at the moment, the Jamaicans have been disqualified for the mixed 4x4 relay, which elevates Poland up into the bronze medal position, a first medal for the host nation.
And now we turn our attention to what could be and should be a very entertaining field final. The men's high jump. We had 4 medalists in the women's high jump yesterday with a gold and 3 silvers. Let's see if we get close to replicating that here. Ole Doroshuk, top 6 in his last 4 global events. The hugely likeable Ukrainian who won the European indoor title in Heptathlon last year. Sang-Yok Woo. Could he join Stefan Holm or Javier Sotomayor as the only high jumpers to successfully defend the crown? Eric Portillo. A small but select group of Mexicans have made a very long journey here. Pan American Junior and Under-23 champion, and just off the podium in the World Student Games last year. And then to our second Jamaican, bronze last year, Raymond Richards. Wu has bounced back brilliantly from the huge disappointment of 4th in the Olympics. He's learned some big lessons there. Oh! He's such a character. I love watching Wu. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Brilliant stuff. Raymond Richards, bronze last year. 3 out of 3 back in Jamaica. He gives out a wobble. He's got a really unusual run in. He seems to stop temporarily for a fraction of a second, lose all his momentum, but he's got unbelievable spring in his legs.
Oh, we're looking here at an athlete that spent much of their childhood scissor kicking. The instinct's still there. And then at the last minute he's going, no, they taught me how to frosby flop. I've got to do that if I want to be world class.
3 from 3 so far from Doroshuk. 2:30. Oh, brilliant. Stay on, he says, and it does. He has just given himself a wonderful chance here. This needs to be the greatest clearance under the greatest pressure of his career. Can he do it, the Mexican? Oh, yes! Oh, yes! What a clearance from Eric Portillo. That is the definition of somebody delivering the very best performance of their life at exactly the moment they need it. Never before in his career, never before, indoors or out, has he ever soared over 2:30. You would think if Doroshuk clears this height, it will close the door, because Portillo needed those 2. Had those 2 failures at 30. Doroshuk to make absolutely certain. No, he has to wait to see Portillo making his last attempt at 2:33. He's the last man on the dance floor. Does his journey end before the music stops? No. Brilliant effort from Portillo. Ole Doroshuk makes it double delight for the Ukrainians. Mahuchik took the women's title, Doroshuk the men's. A wonderful embrace between Ukrainian and Mexican. 2 brothers in arms and 2 men who'll be alongside each other on the podium. Doroshuk's never won a global medal, and he's taken the biggest one of the lot. That is absolutely fantastic for Ole Doroshuk. A really poignant victory for him and Ukraine. But we had a record number of different nations on the podium in Tokyo last autumn, and this is another fantastic confirmation. Ukraine, Mexico, Jamaica and Korea. Doroshuk at last is a global champion. Portillo, the unlikeliest of silvers with a massive PB. Richards and Wu share the bronze. What a competition.
3 semi-finals of the women's 800 meters coming up.
This is absolutely loaded, this semi-final. Hodgkinson the favourite, but who else is going with her? The second semi-final of the women's 800 metres. Hodgkinson on the outside. Unbeaten so far this year, but she won't be complacent enough to take this for granted. Arroyo has gone hard. She's already up onto Toruń, the Italian, on her inside. Now, there was a reluctance to take this on in the first semi-final. Hodgkinson coming over, Vildosh taking the inside line, 26.97. She said she didn't have specific ambitions for the World Indoors, but she's following the advice of Trevor Painter and Jenny Meadows, and she says she's had a great winter, and you have to believe her. She's absolutely coasting into the final here, and this isn't a shabby time. She's made 1:58.5 look like a jog. Nice effort from Toruń. She's in third, but the top two were away and in a class of their own. Hodgkinson and Wiley will be back for the final. Many of the main contenders, including the likes of Ahammer, have passed all the way up to 470. Now, what about Garland? He is using up a lot of energy here. He's been out there for a while, in contrast to Ahammer, who we haven't seen yet. So, bit of a wobble on his first attempt at 440, but he's been excellent value since then, hasn't he? First time clearances at 50, 60, and 70. Last chance for 5:10. No. Getting a little bit tired there. Now Ahammer. Last chance for 5:10. He needs this to stand a chance of the world record in the 1,000 meters later. He leads by miles. Oh, yes! A champion's response to the pressure. This is a brilliant event for Ahammer. Last chance, 5:20. He needs this for a chance at the world record. Oh, brilliant! Oh, what a 1,000 meters we're in for. What a 1,000 meters they're in for. He might need a PB in the 1,000. 5:30 would help immeasurably. A little bit slow on the in-run. Oh, brilliant! Oh, my gosh! The world record is on! Do not miss the climax of the men's heptathlon. Unprecedented drama here at the end of the penultimate event. Even the weathered old coach is smiling. 1,004 points, and the timing of that could not be better. His gap now, Hannah, over Ashton Eaton at the end of the 6 events is 118 points. He's got a chance. He's got a real chance now. Simon Ahammer with a massive, massive haul of points. Bastien has performed brilliantly. 5 men on or over 5 meters. That's magnificent vaulting for these multi-event athletes. You will not miss a single moment of drama from that high jump final. Dodashuk, Wu, and Raymond Richards tied first. We'll keep.
This is the hardest of the 3 semi-finals on paper. Mohamed Atawi just dawdling off the line as he did yesterday. Widerka, the adrenaline will be pumping for the Polish athlete out in lane 8. The crowd will be screaming at him in his face, roaring him on to get into the final that will take place tomorrow evening. Mula has done very well here to get himself into the 2nd position behind the pole. That's quick through the opening 200, 24-1. The American teenager, the 17-year-old, he looks over his shoulder. He's going to need something here in the home straight. Atawi gets space on the inside from Widerka. It's heartbreak for Poland. Luckenhaus, the teenager, will make the final. Atawi. Wow, 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 that guy, he loves to leave it till the last minute. I think he would have gone wide if he thought he had to, but Widerka, in a bid to protect his 2nd place and maybe get back to Luckenhaus if the American faltered, drifted wide, and the pole is lay on the ground with his head in his arms.
What a final that's going to be in the men's 800. Luckenhaus has got the opportunity to become the youngest medalist in the event's history. He's only just turned 17, but there'll be all sorts of men trying to deny him.
First look at the new format for the 400 metres of these World Indoor Championships. 2 finals, 4 men in each. The fastest times will get the medals. second final, chasing the leading time of Chris Robinson, 45.55. Christopher Morales-Williams of Canada settles into lane 6. No issues from the start here for this second final in the men's 400 metres. Dream Richards, Mission Impossible in Tokyo from lane 2. He took the silver medal. It was a world record, ran from lane 2, the fastest time ever on one of those tight lanes. And the Trinidad and Tobago is going to have to do something similar here. But he's given way. Caleb McRae alongside Christopher Morales-Williams. McRae 20.74 through the first 200. That is so quick. Too quick, only time will tell. Morales-Williams already starting to battle this fatigue. The Laptit, the Canadian, just holding off Dream Richards of Trinidad and Tobago. But Caleb McRae, 44.52 this season. He's coming under pressure from Morales-Williams. The Canadian snatches it on the line. 44.76 is gold for Canada. That's the fastest time ran outside of America. No one's broken 45 seconds anywhere, apart from Clemson or Fayetteville. But now, Christopher Morales-Williams has done it. It's a championship record by a quarter of a second. Caleb McRae left shaking his head. Maybe he was too fast through the first 200 metres. He's got himself the silver medal. And Dream Richards with 45.39, a season's best. From an unfavoured lane again, it's a podium for Dream Richards. Result of the men's 400 metres here at the World Athletics Indoor Championships is gold for Canada and Christopher Morales-Williams in a new championship record, 44.76. Caleb McRae, 45.03 for the United States. And Dream Richards of Trinidad and Tobago, another major medal, a bronze in a season's best of 45.39.
And now, Hannah, are we about to see the world record you've been craving for a day and a half? It's hammer time.
2:43.26 to be precise. That's the target for Simon A. Hammer if he's going to go down as the greatest indoor heptathlete of all time. Wilhelm Strasky, a brilliant runner, as is Tesla. These two at the front of the pack at the moment. The even pacing for Simon A. Hammer to get the points he requires to better that world record is at 32.5 per circuit. And there goes Heath Baldwin and Kyle Garland. Simon A. Hammer, he's just about where he needs to be. He needed 2:10 through the belt. He's got to kick hard here. Janta Hortakita might help out Simon A. Hammer here. A. Hammer is lifting his pace. He's pumping his arms. Is he going to be a world record holder? At the front of the race, Jeff Tesla and Wilhelm Strasky striking for home. Anything around 2:30 is so impressive for these two. There's Tesla, there's Strasky. Heath Baldwin working hard, the clock, 36, 37, 38. He needs 2:43, Simon A. Hammer. He's done it by a couple of seconds. Simon A. Hammer regains the title he had in 2024. He is the world indoor champion. But more importantly, perhaps today for the Swiss man, he is a world record holder. Ashton Eaton is a star in our sport. He's a legend. Two Olympic titles, 2 global titles, 3 world indoor titles, but he is no longer the world record holder. That title goes to Simon A. Hammer. And he had around about 2.5 seconds to spare. 6,670 points, the best indoor heptathlon we have ever seen. It's the conclusion of the men's heptathlon here at the World Indoor Championships. That's the 1K results. Tesla Strasky getting first and second. Overall results of the heptathlon here. Simon A. Hammer, a new world record, 6,670 points. Heath Baldwin, a silver, 6,337. And Kyle Garland, the bronze, 6,245 points.
And speaking of going strong, my goodness me, what a 3,000 metres to come for European cross-country medals. And that's what makes the 3,000 indoors so intriguing. You've got steeplechasers, 10K specialists, cross-country specialists, and 1,500-metre speed merchants doubling their distance. The expectant hush, and now a ripple of applause. What a race in prospect. Kerr up on the shoulder of Nagoose. It's still Yehune leading from Genet Wale, the former champion Josh Kerr in third. Wale's quite ragged. He'll have to get ready to wind it up. Shrub coming wide on the outside. Habs is fading. Cole Hocker's boxed. They take the bell in the final of this fantastic men's 3,000 metres. Josh Kerr taking it to everyone. Shrub is trying to close. And Yehune going backwards. Hocker's closing. Kerr is bidding for history here. He wants this title again, but Hocker coming wide on the outside. It's the silver medalist in the 15 from Paris, but he's going to hang on. Josh Kerr with a massive scalp. Brilliant, brilliant running. Shrub takes second. What a run from Josh Kerr. Hocker, in fact, has been given the nod over Shrub in second place. Very tight between the two of them on the line. But what a performance from Josh Kerr. He went to the front with 200 to go, and he was not to be beaten. Shrub's on the podium. Hocker has full respect for Josh Kerr, but they've reversed the 1-2 from the 1500 in that incredible Olympic final. Kerr rarely races, but when he does, he means business. He struck for gold, and this time, the American world and Olympic champion had no answer. Brilliant run from the Scot, brilliant. Josh Kerr reverses the 1-2 from the Paris Olympic final over 1,500 metres. A brilliant way to bounce back to the top. And well done to Jan Shrub for getting on the podium as well. Hocker beaten this time.
Women's 3,000 metres down on the track. 15 starters. They're going to spread them across 2 start lines. The defending champion from Ethiopia, Fawene Hailu, 3 consecutive titles, 1 at 15. And could she make it? A 3K for her CV. Nadia Batakleti, silver medals at the World Championships and Olympic Games over 10,000. A bronze in the 5K in Tokyo as well. National indoor record of 8:26.44 set this season. 15 laps of the track, the women's 3,000 metres. Pre-event favourite, surely Fawene Hailu, just going towards the back of the field and taking Jessica Hull with her. And there goes Maggiore, the other Italian in the field. She's got a best at 8:51, Maggiore. And oh, that is what happens when these races happen. That was the defending champion, Fawene Hailu. She's fallen, she fell hard as well. It took her a while to get up. And I just wonder, Maggiore was winding it up anyway.
It was Garcia accidentally shoving Hull, and Hull's hand went out instinctively. So it looks like the culprit is Hull, but look at the shove, look at the elbow in the back to Hull, and she ended up clashing with Fawene Hailu. Now, the only saving grace, Hannah, is that that's happened early.
Nadia Batakleti can kick with the very, very best in the world. The 10,000 meets the 1,500 here in Toruń. 100 metres to go, the Italian strikes for home. Emily Mackay trying to get ahead of Jess Hull. And Nadia Batakleti, the multiple European champion, is coming up for her first global title. It's going to be gold for Italy. Batakleti with a masterpiece here. Just underneath 9 minutes in the end. 5,000 metre medalist on the global stage. She looks absolutely delighted. She's just so cool and calm under pressure. Nothing seems to get to her. And that will only increase her confidence as she goes towards the rest of the summer.
And another superb mix of continents. Oceania, Europe and the Americas on the podium once more, underlining that ours truly is the global sport.
But revised result of the women's 3,000 metres doesn't affect the medalists, but Marta Garcia disqualified down there at the bottom of the list. So a real shame for the Spanish athlete.
It's to come, and we go from the 60 hurdle semi-finals to the 60 flat, and what a trio of races we're about to witness.
Great start from Sears, the American in the middle of the field, going side by side with Julian Alfred. Alfred under pressure here, and she responds. 7:03 from Julian Alfred, but she had to work for that. Sears and Leiston either side of her got out of the blocks very, very well. Amy Hunt, the British athlete, the sensation of last season, I think struggled out of the blocks again and ran out of real estate to chase down Alfred. Sears has been given the nod for the second automatic qualifying spot. She keeps double-checking, looking up at the board over and over again, and that gives the American a spot in the final. And Leiston, a season's best. She shakes her head, but she'll be in a time qualifying spot for now, as will Amy Hunt with 7:10.
Now to the second of the three semi-finals. The dance music's absolutely electric here. The joint fastest woman in the world this year, the Italian in 3, Azevedo, Brazil 4, Asher Smith in 5, McCreath, Canada 6, Kempinen, Finland 7, Schwartz, Germany in lane 8. Leiston and Hunt in the non-automatic spot, 7:05, 7:10 so far. Should be a great race this. Watch for Dosso, third from the right-hand side, and she's going well. Asher Smith tried to close her down, and it's those two, 7 on the nose for Zainab Dosso. Fantastic. What a run. And a new national record for Dina Asher Smith. She matches the best she's ever done. That's a fantastic performance.
There's the 8 women for the final this evening, led by Zainab Dosso, Janelle Smith lowering her personal best, Dina Asher Smith equaling her national record, Julian Alfred, the Olympic champion, with 7:04, Jasha Sears, 7:04 for her as well. Nothing to choose between these athletes.
And now we come to the first of 2 halves of the same final. And Klaver, who took the European indoor title, on the outside in 6. This is about the clock, giving themselves a chance to be too fast for the women who go in the second half of the final. They're underway. This has got to be quick. Bukowiecka, a brilliant runner, 48.9 outdoors at her best. And she's holding that deficit to Lika Klaver round the bend. Shara has gone out really hard on the outside, but it's Klaver who's going to hold it at the bell. 23.57. Has she gone too hard? She doesn't know what time it's going to take to win it, because the other 4 contenders go in the second half of this final, and Bukowiecka's closing her down here. The Polish crowd are on their feet. They're roaring for Bukowiecka. Coming up onto the shoulder of Klaver and coming past her. Klaver's beaten here. Bukowiecka, 50.82. Klaver in second. Brilliantly done by the hugely likeable, experienced Polish star. A new national indoor record in front of an adoring crowd. 51.02, just a shade outside her season's best. And Urvas continues a wonderful day. At the very least, it's a PB for her, 51.43. Bukowiecka bided her time, and when she struck, Klaver had no reply. We've still got the men's 60 hurdles final to come. A long wait before this second 400 bursts into life. The advantage for these athletes, they know exactly what they have to do. Manuel closing that gap on Jaeger outside her. Venlo running well on the inside, but it's the leading duo. And Manuel, 23.2, has held the inside line. Jaeger drops back. Can she hang on and strike again? It's fractionally faster than the first race. 20.83 is the gold medal winning position at the moment with Bukowiecka. That's a national record for Poland. Manuel perhaps beginning to tire. A disaster for Jaeger. She stepped on the infield. She may well be disqualified for that. Can she hang on? Yes! Brilliant, brilliant run from Manuel, who can't believe it. She lost the whole season last year with a ruptured hamstring, and they're waiting for confirmation. Klaver has hung on to the bronze by 0.05 of a second. What a night for the 400. Bukowiecka with a national indoor record. Venlo with a national indoor record. Okech with a national indoor record. But it's Klaver who completes the podium. But Lourdes Manuel has just taken her talent to another level. Your heart has to go out to Jaeger. She stepped on the infield, and she probably would be disqualified anyway. But what a run by the Czechia athlete. She's only 20, and she's taken two very, very experienced scalps there in the form of Bukowiecka and Klaver. That was sensational running by the 20-year-old. Manuel with the race of her life. A brilliant world indoor title for the 20-year-old Czechia athlete. Bukowiecka ignited the Polish crowd with a national record in the silver, and Klaver hung on for the bronze by 0.05 of a second. Right then, it's time, penultimate instalment of track action. Final of the men's 60-meter hurdles. Jakub Szymanski, the European indoor champion. He's told the crowd he believes he can win. No Polishman has ever won a medal in this event. The stadium explodes to life. He's under a little bit of pressure. Belosian going well, and it's not going to be Cunningham. Szymanski dipping for the line, but Jopis on the far side thought he was in the shake-up as well. What a story this would be. I think he might have done it, you know. He's being given the nod at the moment. 7:40. Cunningham has wilted under the pressure. And Jakub Szymanski, who told everybody he could do it, has delivered on his promise. A stunning night for Polish athletics. Jopis had to break the national record. He dipped beautifully on the far side. He was definitely in the shake-up, and Cunningham couldn't take his chance. He was tight, he was tense, he was under pressure from those all around him, and he knows that is an opportunity that has gone begging. But Szymanski has just produced one of the most memorable moments in Polish sport for decades. He told everybody that he could win this gold, but with that came enormous pressure and expectation, and he's done it. Tears of joy, tears of relief, and tears of realisation. He's become a global champion in front of his adoring home crowd, and what a way to do it. A great silver for Jopis. Cunningham's on the podium by thousandths of a second over Prince, but tonight belongs to the Polishman, who was big enough and bold enough to tell everybody he was going to win, and he's done it. Brilliant.
Jakub Szymanski has told the photographers, I'm sorry, you've got to wait, I'm off to see my friends and family. The emotion pours out for Jakub Szymanski. That was just so good.
What a run and what a night. Jakub Szymanski becomes a legend of Polish sport. He takes the title. Jopis a national record for silver. Cunningham the favourite for the final.
Let's welcome to the final in lane number 1, Italy, the fastest.
Zeynep Dosso was the fastest in qualification in the end. 7 seconds exactly to win her semi-final perfectly. You couldn't critique any element of the Italians' race. Julian Alfred takes lane 5 for St. Lucia, the Olympic champion, trying to regain the title she won in 2024. Great start from Dosso, perfection from the Italian. Dosso pushing here from the front. Dosso out there to be caught, and she can't be caught. Zeynep Dosso, for me, across the line first. Marcel Jacobs took the title in Belgrade, and it could be another Italian gold here. Zeynep Dosso, she was so in the zone. She will not celebrate until she gets confirmation. 7 seconds exactly. That's what they put up next there for Zeynep Dosso. I'm not sure she'll believe it until she sees a few more names shuffle up there. 7:03 for Sears in second. She jumps around. Brilliant from the American. Dosso starts to believe the title is hers. And Alfred, what a run from Julian Alfred. Gets herself the bronze medal. It was so tight there. Any blink, any wobble from any of those women, and that was the difference between a podium and nothing. Alfred looks a bit disappointed there, perhaps feels she didn't give it her absolute best, but Zeynep Dosso, that was just perfection from the Italian. I'm not sure she believes she's done it, Rob.
Well, what a night for the Italians. Battacletti in the 3,000 metres. Diaz Hernandez won the triple jump for Italy yesterday, and you heard the Italian anthem at the start of the evening, and a nice embrace for one of the photographers who gives her the Italian flag. Another photographer gets a kiss. Dosso has been supreme.
The results of the women's 60 metres, Zeynep Dosso for Italy takes the win, 7 seconds exactly. Jasia Sears, a silver medal for the USA, 7:03, just ahead of the Olympic champion from St. Lucia. Julian Alfred has to settle for bronze today.
Mondo Duplantis, 3 times a world champion outdoors, 3 times a world champion indoors, 3 times a European champion, twice the Olympic champion. He's done it all, and he's still only 26. If anyone's going to stop him, it could be Manolo. 5 wins this year, 6:17. It's time for the 6-metre club. Mondo. He first cleared this iconic height in 2018. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now the competition comes alive. This is really tough. He can only afford one mistake here. This to equal his PB. Oh, yes! That is superb from Marshall. The mustachioed Australian has just produced a masterstroke. Canalis. Second attempt, 6 metres. He's seen second place go to Curtis Marshall. He's elevated himself to new heights this season, and that is why. Because he's learned to cope with the pressure and the moments of disappointment. Canalis. The bar is up to 6:05. Remember, we're watching a man who's scorched to 6:17 in his own national championships. Oh, yes! Oh, yes! This for a massive lifetime best, and to join Canalis at 6:05. Not to be, not to be. But what a weekend. Duplantis being made to work very, very hard for this. Yes, he's now guaranteed a medal, so too Canalis, but he's come here with only one colour in mind. It's been a clean card all the way through so far, and perfection continues in Poland for Duplantis. Duplantis coming under more pressure here in Poland than we've seen for many a year. Oh, and he's equal to it. He's just unflappable, and now we start to see a flicker of emotion. The bar is now 6:25, and the competition is still alive. Duplantis to ensure the win. That must be it, mustn't it? It wobbles, but it stays on. He's maintained his focus. He loved it. I think he's going to be fired up if he takes the title here, because he's never been put under so much pressure with such unorthodox tactics from a rival and a great friend. He's beaten his own championship record, and yet, there's still an outside chance.
He was so close at that height as well. This to go equal with Mondo Duplantis. Canalis up to 6:25, not to be today. And he will remember today as a day he nearly beat Mondo Duplantis.
This is a rivalry that could be spellbinding for athletics for many, many years to come. Sweden, Australia and Greece on the podium, all of them over 6 metres. A fabulous pole vault competition, one for the ages. Duplantis takes the title, but Canalis is getting bolder and better with every passing year. Marshall takes a 3rd global bronze to add to his collection.
Women's triple jump final taking place here. second of 3 days. And we welcome back Yulimar Rojas from Venezuela. She's the world record holder, world indoor champion 3 times in Portland, Birmingham and Belgrade. Well, there's Perez Hernandez is the defending world indoor champion. She's got a few jumps left to prove that she can still compete at global level. Okay, that's more like it from Yulimar Rojas. Does she get the green lights? Haven't seen them yet. Yes, green lights for Rojas. Mark on the board. Leanis Perez Hernandez, 14.88 in the first round. I said it at the time, great nerve settler, put the pressure on everyone else. Perez Hernandez do here with her second jump. Oh, look at that last phase, it's wonderful. Oh, look how close she is to the 15-meter mark. 14.93. Not anymore, 14.95. That's the furthest jump she's ever done. The Cuban has carried the form from 2025 into 2026. That's going to take some beating. Equals the world lead. It's held by Yulimar Rojas at the moment. Yulimar Rojas, 14.54. Her only valid jump so far coming in the second round. Oh, okay. Is she going to get 14.86? All right, she's up into second place. She's put herself ahead of Sally Sarr of Senegal. Okay, nice jump from Sally Sarr. That could be another personal best. Wow, 14.70 for Sally Sarr. Rojas going for gold, sprinting down the runway into the sand. Ah, so close for Rojas. Leanis Perez Hernandez with a second world indoor title, third gold of her career. And I think she's gone overcooked it. There's the celebration. So saying, how can I keep a clear head? How can I execute one of the toughest events in athletics when I know I've got a gold medal waiting for me? 3 consecutive global titles for Leanis Perez Hernandez.
Well, what a record she's putting together. She becomes only the 4th woman in history to successfully defend this crown. Inessa Kravitz, Tatiana Lebedeva and Yulimar Rojas. What a competition this has been. She shrugs her shoulders. 9 jumps over 14.5 meters. That was quality from start to finish.
Having a pose where Sally Sarr's got to. There was a Senegalese flag hanging around with her coaching team. There she is. I think she's right the other way of the stadium. She can't see what the gold and silver medalists are doing at the moment, and Sally Sarr, with her first major medal, probably doesn't realise she's missing out on the opportunity to get involved in the photo over there. Perez Hernandez, Rojas, Sarr, the medalists in the women's triple.
A total of 10 nations have now tasted gold, and there's more where that came from. It's been a privilege tonight, and we can't wait to see you again tomorrow morning. Poland's delivering wonderfully well. See ya.